evil lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Now, the Carey Salt Company, producer of salt for every farm and home use, brings you the thrilling adventures of the Shadow, the hard and relentless fight of one man against the forces of evil. These dramatizations are designed to demonstrate forcibly to old and young alike that crime does not pay. In just a minute, today's exciting adventure will begin. But first, have you farm folks heard the news? Yes, sir, it's great news. Your copy of the new 1947 Carey Farm record book is waiting for you now. Be sure you get it at your Carey Salt dealers. Say, this big 1947 edition is even better than last year. It gives you everything you need to maintain a complete check on farm expenses and income. Helps you plan ahead for more profitable crops. Makes it easy to compute income tax. Go to your Carey Salt dealer tomorrow. Ask him for your copy. It's free. A Christmas reminder from him to you. If your dealer supply is exhausted, just send 10 cents, 1 dime to cover mailing costs to Carey's, Careys, Carey Salt in care of this station. Be sure to get your 1947 Carey Farm record book right away. But now, The Shadow.
The Shadow, who aids the forces of law and order, is in reality Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town. Years ago in the Orient, Cranston learned a strange and mysterious secret, the hypnotic power to cloud men's minds so they cannot see him. Cranston's friend and companion, the lovely Margot Lane, is the only person who knows to whom the voice of the invisible shadow belongs. Today's drama, Murders on the Main Stem.
I got the part, Margot. I'll say I'm excited. You know what did it? My hair. Yes, darling, my beautiful, golden, fine-spun hair. Oh, bother, there's someone at the door. Hang on a minute, Margot. Be right back. Oh, hello. Come in. Do you mind waiting till I finish with the telephone? Margot? Where was I? Oh, yes, telling you how I got the part. Well, I knew they were looking for a blonde actress, but I didn't think they'd go that crazy over my hair. What do you want? Let go of my throat.
Extra, read all about it. Julie Fraser, blonde actress, murdered. Police hunt killer who'd scalp beautiful victim. Read all about it.
Always interruptions. Coming. Oh, it's you. Well, come in, but you'll have to wait till I finish practicing. Here, you can read the review of my last engagement. I had them, how you say it, in the aisles. Now, quiet, please. What are you doing with that knife? Let go of me, you...
Famous French ballad singer stabbed in throat. Mystery killer strikes again. Extra!
Well, what do you want of me, Mr. Cranston?
Any information that might help us solve these two murders, Mr. Fleming. Both Julie Fraser and Jean Larue were your clients, weren't they?
I handle their business affairs.
You don't seem very friendly, Mr. Fleming.
Well, frankly, I'm tired of answering questions.
Before you get too tired, here's something you might consider. The police judged the killer to be about your height and build, Mr. Fleming.
What?
Rather strange. Just a few weeks ago, you insured LaRue's voice and Julie's hair for large sums of money.
That was a business proposition, nothing to do with
and
this.
And stranger still that LaRue was stabbed in the throat and that Julie's hair was brutally cut from her head.
Look here, Mr. Cranston, you're not suggesting
I'm
that
just refreshing your memory, Mr. Fleming. Now, if you're ready to talk.
What do you want to know?
You say that Julie and LaRue had no enemies. Did they have any friends in common?
I only know one, if you can call him a friend.
Who was he?
Philip Dobré.
Oh, the actor.
Yeah, the most hated and feared man in the American theater.
But why?
Well, he was a jinx, Miss Lane. Whenever he appeared in a play, why, some disaster was bound to occur. And then besides, theater people say that something very strange happened to him during a tour that he once made in Australia.
Could you drive out with us to see Dubray tonight, Mr. Fleming?
Oh, I'm afraid not tonight, Mr. Cranston. I have an important engagement. I'll send Ann Johnson with you. She knows the address.
Ann Johnson?
Yeah, my secretary, the young girl in the outer office.
Oh, yes.
You probably didn't notice looks aren't her strong point, but her heart's in the right place.
Well, come on, Margot. We'll take Shrevey's cab on the corner. Oh, by the way, Mr. Fleming, have you got a photograph of Dubray? Perhaps one of those on your wall?
Well, I did have one, Mr. Cranston, but I took it down. I couldn't stand it staring at me.
Why not?
Well, in the theater we say that an actor grows to look like the parts that he plays. And Philip Dubray always played murderers.
Say, this is a pretty unsavory neighborhood, Mr. Cranston. It's pretty unsavory. You sure this is where you want?
What about it, Miss Johnson?
Well, I'm sure it's the right street this time. I've only been out here once before.
You came out with Julie Fraser?
Yes, Miss Lane.
Did you know Julie well, Miss Johnson?
Oh, no, Mr. Cranston. Though, of course, I saw her around the office all the time. And poor Mr. LaRue, too. They were both such lovely people. Who do you think killed them, Mr. Cranston?
I don't know. Have you any ideas?
Well, Mr. Cranston, I'd say a nut, I'd say.
You better slow down here.
Okay. Which is the residence we're looking for? Which is the residence?
You can't see it from here. The entrance is through that iron gate.
All right, then I'll park here. I never seen a house with so many trees around it. I never seen. It's kind of spooky, ain't it?
Wait for us, Shrevey.
Okay, Mr. Cranston. I'll be waiting, but don't be too long, don't be, please.
We just go through this gate here, as I remember.
It's so dark.
And then down the driveway here to the side entrance.
Mr. Dubray certainly makes it difficult for us visitors.
Look at the yard.
Gravestones. Waiting to be carved, apparently.
Let's go back. This place gives me the creeps.
Wait, hold it. Something's moving over there.
Mm-hmm.
Come out, you. I've got you covered.
Now, don't shoot.
Mr. Fleming.
Ann. And Mr. Cranston.
What are you doing here, Fleming? I thought you had an engagement.
Well, it was called off right after you left the office, Mr. Cranston, and I came out here to join you.
What was the idea of hiding from us?
Well, I got rattled, I guess. Something weird is happening over in Dubray's house.
What do you mean?
Well, I could swear I heard Julie's voice.
What?
Quiet. Dubray's coming out.
Who's there? Who's spying on me? Show yourselves, you villains, or I'll slit your throats. Strange. I was sure I heard voices.
He's going back in.
So that's the great Philip Dubray. He's handsome, I must say.
Yes, isn't he?
How that women fell for him in his day. No. Please don't kill me, please.
Listen.
I don't want to die. Give me another chance, please. Please.
Julie's voice.
What?
But it can't be. Julie's dead.
Stay here, all of you. I'm going in to find out.
A strange delusion you have, Mr. Cranston.
I'm certain I heard Julie's voice, Mr. Dubray.
Yet you've searched my house and found nothing. But then the imagination can play tricks on the mind of man. As an actor, I should know that. Did you ever see me in one of my celebrated roles?
No.
Ah, a pity. I was magnificent. The greatest actor of my time. I'd still be acting if it weren't for those fools.
What fools?
Actors I appeared with in the theater. They created a stupid legend that I was a jinx, and in consequence forced my retirement. I hate them. Every last one of them. Someday I'll get my revenge.
Looks like you've already started.
What do you mean?
Julie and LaRue were actors.
Are you suggesting... How dare you? Oh.
Mr. Dubray, what is it?
Oh, it's nothing. It'll pass. There. That's better. Now you'd better go, Mr. Cranston. There's nothing in my house to interest you.
Perhaps there is. Your home is luxuriously furnished, yet you've been retired for years. Where did you get the money? Did Julie or LaRue give it to you?
What are you getting at?
You had some kind of hold over them, blackmail most likely. You milked them for all they were worth. And when the game got too dangerous, you got rid of them.
Mr. Cranston, I've asked you once to leave my house. Now get out, sir. Get out, I say.
Lamont, is that you?
Margot, what are you doing here in the back of the house? I told you to stay with Fleming and Ann Jones.
I was just looking around. What did you find out from Dobré? Was that Julie's voice?
Still can't be sure of anything yet, Margot. The old boy was furious. He practically threw me out of the house. As soon as I found the answers to some questions, I'm going right
Darling,
back.
this may be one of the answers right here.
Hmm?
Look in this shed.
Strange odor.
It must come from pots along the wall.
I'll get my lighter. Acid. For cleaning tombstones.
And here they are. 2 of them. Read what's written.
Loving memory of Julie Fraser.
The other one is for Jean LaRue.
The same inscription on the base of each. Erected by an old comrade of the theater, Philip Dobré.
Why was Dobré in such a hurry to have them made? Julie and LaRue were killed only 2 days ago.
These headstones were engraved long before that, Margot. If you look closely, you'll see the letters have already weathered.
And that must mean that Dobré knew they were going to die.
Certainly looks like it. This might be the clue we've been looking for, Margot. I'll soon find out.
Where are you going, darling?
Back to visit Dobré, Margot. This time as the Shadow.
That interfering fool, Cranston, tried to pry into my secrets, will he? He won't dare to come back here again. If I close that door, drafts must have blown it open. Yeah. Only it won't budge. What's holding it?
Nothing but a shadow, Dobré.
Who are you? I don't see anyone.
No one sees the shadow.
What do you want with me?
The truth about Julie Fraser and Jean LaRue. What is the mystery of the voice calling for help in here, Dobré?
The voice? That was Julie's. On a phonograph record.
Don't lie, Dobré.
I have recordings of some of our scenes together. I play them often.
And do you often engrave epitaphs for your friends before they're dead?
What?
Why did you order gravestones for both Julie and LaRue before they were dead? Why?
They were both superstitious and afraid to die. They thought by erecting tombstones to themselves they could deceive death.
An old belief, still practiced among the tribes of Australia.
What do you mean?
And you brought it back from down under to teach to the superstitious people of the theater. Didn't you, Dobré?
How did you know, Shadow?
So that was your racket. That was the hold you had over Julie and LaRue. You set yourself up as a high priest of black magic and sold them your secrets.
Well, I needed the money. I didn't mean any harm by it.
That's for the police to decide.
No, Shadow. You mustn't give me away. I'll tell you anything you want.
You know who killed Julie Fraser and Jean LaRue?
Yes. Someone they never suspected. Someone they thought was their friend.
What was his name? Look out, Dobré, the window.
Oh, my face! My face!
We'll return to the Shadow in just a moment.
But now, here they are, folks. Here are 2 more winners of the Carry Saul contest. And what swell letters they wrote. Letters which win each of them a gorgeous $100 17-jewel Harman Gold wristwatch. The ladies' watch goes to Maletta Naran, 1316 Rock Street in Little Rock. She gives a timely warning to you cooks who sometimes find that the grease in the pan on the stove has caught fire. Don't run to the sink and pour water on it. Just grab your box of Carry Salt and pour salt on the fire. Presto, the fire is snuffed out. Say, that's a good hint for all you listeners to remember. And here's the winner of the man's watch. He is Mr. Samuel M. Parker of Grand Junction, Colorado. He tells us of an easy way opticians have to fit lenses into plastic eyeglass frames. First, he fills a small pan with Carry Salt and heats it over a hot plate. Then he places the plastic frame in the salt. The frame expands, then it's easy to insert the lenses. When the frame cools, the lenses remain firmly in place. Congratulations to both of the winners. And folks, if you'd like to win one of these beautiful watches, listen for the easy rules later in this program. Meanwhile, remember, there's a fine Carry